What's going on, world? How you? I hope everything is alright. So, I as somebody who studied a lot of these different systems, in my awakening to reaching the highest version of myself, my highest timeline. I don't follow just one school of thought, just one. I think they're all meant to take, a little from one, some from one, whatever resonates with you. And use that to ascend to your highest timeline, And so, for me, human design is one of those systems that has helped me and still is helping me tremendously in doing just that. There are many different subsections of human design. It has its different categories. And with a lot of these different systems, there's just some of them, there's just so much to it, and it'll cause you to just, some of them systems, years of practicing, of trying to master, when there is no one system that gives you everything you need. You have to diversify your portfolio. So, with that being said, there are a lot of elements to human design that I find to be very useful and insightful. I'm going to divide it in two sections. The mandatory and you should at least have the basic, which is the mandatory, okay? And then from the basic, then there's the next level of stuff you want to know. You know what I'm saying? You don't gotta master each system, but you want to know more than just the basic too. You know what I'm saying? So the basic, of human design, the ABCs, the 1, 2, 3s is your authority. That is how you respond to your environment. There's multiple different ways to do that. Sacral, which I am emotional, splenic, amongst some. Then you have your energy type. There's reflector, there's projector, there's manifestor, and then there's generator, which also has a subdivision of manifesting generator, which I am. What have I told you so far? Strategy, authority. Oh yeah, and then there's strategy. Strategy is hold on, let me rephrase this, because strategy is like, hold on, I got the book right here. So I got the book. So we don't even gotta guess. Let me see. I'm not even sure. Let's see. So I want to make sure I'm explaining it to you right. Because the strategy and authority is not the same. Because like mine just wait to respond. As a generator, projectors is wait for invitation. Manifestors is to speak on what they're going to do. You know, I'm gonna do another video on that to get into more specifics of that. But yeah, so and profile. So it's the strategy, energy type, okay, and your profile. Your profile was like I don't want to say a costume, but it's almost like the role you gonna play, what it's gonna look like. Like I'm a 4/6, so as somebody who's just now coming into this information, you know, I'm working my way into, you know, embodying what a 4/6 looks like. You know, it's like the politician, the plug, you know, the centerpiece of spokes, you know, the center of a hub. And you know, everybody has a different, you know, I'm a 4/6, some people 6'2", 5-1, 5-2. You know, so there's different numbers, but those are the three main I'm gonna check and make sure. I'm gonna put a pin a comment and completely explain where I'm getting this mixed up at. That's the first. That's the basics that you gotta know in human design. I made the first three. Or I might just add another supplementary video at the end of this. Just a little add on. After that, I would say environments is a good one to know. I would say definition matters. I would say definition definitely matters. And definition is, your energy centers. And the definition is based off of how many, if all your energy centers is connected. So let's say you got 3 energy centers and all 3 energy centers, let's use we'll use 3. You have, and they're all connected, so you're a single definition. Let's say you have 3 energy centers but only 2 is connected, then you're a split. Let's say you have 5 energy centers, which means that you have the energy centers means that you have those centers defined. And see that that's going deeper into it. And you can look into those things, but in the grand scheme of the things, you can look over that, as far as like that. Those can be something you come back and look at later, but right now we just taking the meat and potatoes from each one, no fat, you know what I'm saying, and just taking what's needed. And I'll get into all of those things, on the channel, but throughout the course of conversations and classes and teachings and things of that nature. But just for the sake of this discussion right now, you just need your strategy, your authority type, and your energy type. With human design, profile, and your profile. And that's key, because with that, you master that, and it's mastering the like, yeah, you step when you in alignment, that your profiles with your is how you're going to be, is how your life is. And you'll know these types where just you know somebody like a 4-6. Like for me, I would be the person who, you know, when you out in the just whatever having a conversation, you be like, I know somebody who knows somebody. You know, that's a 4-6. Like everybody has somebody like that. 9 times out of 10, that person is a 4-6. You know, so that's what I mean by the profile has a certain look to it, you know. And no matter what their position is, they know somebody who has that type of role. Okay. Yeah, that's the best way I can put the profile, as a role. And so yeah, those are the major things in human design that matters. And man, listen, I ain't even gonna hold you. It's blowing me right now that in my head I know I'm not saying this right with the strategy and authority. I'm just not like not that I'm not explaining it wrong, but I'm just not. And I think it's in the other book. This book really is real more technical. Yeah, because this book doesn't go into certain aspects of human design. Yeah, but I'll make the corrections. I'll add a little video to the end of this one, you know, and pin a comment down below. And yeah, and stay in pursuit of the end of anything that keeps you from being your authentic self. To the next episode. Alright, yeah, here go the second part of the video I said I was going to do. So, okay, so authority is how you make decisions. Okay, there's different ways to make decisions. That's based off of what gates you have. I mean, what centers you have defined. That is important. Okay, as far as what I was speaking on in the other in the beginning, the first video. Authority is one of the mandatory things, because that is how you make decisions. Okay, not everybody makes decisions the same. You know, for instance, emotional authority, which I am not. You are to make decisions when you are in a neutral emotional state, not when you're feeling happy or when you're feeling sad, because either side of the coin, you can make a decision that you regret, even making decisions when you're feeling good and happy. So it's important for them to make decisions in a neutral state. Me, I'm a sacral authority, so my decision making is for right there in the moment, and it only responds to certain types of questions. Either or, like yes or no questions, or either or questions. That's what my sacral, that's how the type of questions that I have to be asked in order for my sacral to respond to. Okay. Splenic, so forth and so forth. At this point, I wasn't going into all heavy into each specific one. That's going to be in a later video, but it was just, that's important. And then with the strategy comes with the each aura type, each type, as far as the projector, the manifester, to inform, which is the manifester, to wait to respond is the generator, waiting for an invitation is the projector. So the strategy is really just a characteristic of each energy type, so that goes hand in hand. But definitely, so yeah, that's important. That's a basic too, a mandatory thing as well. But it's, again, the characteristics it's part of explaining it, so it's don't need to categorize it as separate like that. But yeah, because while each energy type has its own specific strategy, it could be any type of authority, any of the other, there's there's 5+ authority types. It could be either, mix or match with the authority types on that. So they're both mandatory. And again, appreciate you for sticking around. And yeah, we're gonna get it together. It's been a little rough. These first couple videos is gonna be a little rough, as I get into the groove of things. You know what I'm saying? Because it's, I'm pushing myself, rewiring myself as I'm going along, transforming myself as well, as I do these videos. As you can see where I'm at making this, I'm in a hotel room. But that too is going to allow you to see my growth, to see how I embody and practice what I preach, how it's also changing. You'll be able to see firsthand as I explain it to you, see it in real life, in real time. So again, stay in pursuit of the end of anything that keeps you from being your authentic self. Until the next episode.